The United States government has banned migrants from using the CBP One app to board domestic flights until and unless they are leaving the country voluntarily. They call it self-deportation. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, under President Donald Trump's administration, announced that the Transportation Security Administration will no longer allow undocumented migrants to fly within the United States if they do not have proper identification, including Indians here. The only exception is if they are taking a flight out of the US to return for their home country. First of all, let me tell you what exactly is this CBP One app. This app was introduced during Biden administration as a way for migrants to enter the US legally through official ports of entry or through payroll program. The app allowed the migrants to upload a picture and basic details to verify their identity. TSA also used the app to match migrants' faces with government records if they lack valid identification, allowing them travel within the US. However, Trump has now put an end to this. TSA will no longer accept CBP One app verification at the airport security checkpoints, meaning that migrants must now show a valid TSA-approved ID to fly within the country. This policy is part of Trump's broader plan to tighten immigration law and reduce illegal migration. But additionally, let me give you an information. This app was already really controversial. Many critics argue that the app allowed undocumented migrants to move freely within the US without proper identification. Supporters of the app, on the other hand, claim that it was a secure way to track migrants and ensure that they attended their migration court hearing. Trump, however, has taken a very strict stance on immigration, stating that allowing migrants to travel freely could lead to security risk and an increase in illegal migration. Things have changed now. The new policy bans migrants from using this app for domestic flights until and unless they are leaving the US permanently. With it, it also ends TSA's use of biometric matching for undocumented migrants who lack TSA-approved IDs. Additionally, migrants who entered the US through payroll programs or were released while awaiting immigration processing can no longer fly without any acceptable form of ID. This change is specifically very important for thousands of Indians who have entered the US illegally or who are waiting for legal status. Many Indian migrants have used this app to enter the US through Mexico and other South American countries before seeking asylum. Now, without the app's verification system, they will face stricter travel restrictions. Many Indians who come to the US through illegal channels pay 15 to 40 lakh rupees to human traffickers as per their requirement, hoping to reach the US via Mexico or Canada. But under Trump's policy, their journey is becoming even more difficult. Without legal documents, they cannot board flights within the US, and it is going to be a very hard time for them for moving around. This is just one of many steps that Trump has taken to reverse Biden's immigration policy. Recently, Noem also cancelled a temporary protected status extension to Hayatis, a program that allowed them to stay legally in the US due to instability in their home country. And before that, she ended the TPS extension for Venezuelans. Additionally, Trump has given the State Department more power to enforce immigration law by allowing up to 600 officers to act as immigration officers. This means that deportation and border control will be even stricter in the coming months. Now, for Indians who are facing extremely difficult conditions, let me tell you what should you do. For Indians who are living illegally in the US, these new rules means that their chances of deportation have increased now. Many Indian families who hope to move really freely within the US using this particular app will now face severe restrictions. The best advice for Indian migrants is to follow legal immigration procedures and avoid any risky illegal route further. If you are planning to migrate to the US, it is very important to apply for a visa legally through student, work or family-based program. Avoid any agent promising shortcut routes to the US, as stricter policy means more deportations. Also, check official US government website for legal visa information. In the end, Trump's immigration policy are becoming tougher every single day, making it harder for undocumented migrants, including Indians, to stay in the US. With TSA no longer accepting the CBP One app, migrants without any proper ID will not be able to travel by air within the US. This change is a stronger warning for those who enter the US illegally. The government is tightening its grip and deportations are increasing. For those in India dreaming to move to the United States, it is more important than ever to use legal routes. With strict policies in place, illegal migration is not only dangerous but also more likely to result in deportation.